Hi, I'm Corrine, and welcome to Goodbye Gluten.
Welcome to Goodbye Gluten with Greg and Corrine, your hosts.
So please like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel.
So today we are making one of my favorite foods, pizza. We're going to be using the Sweet Loren'S pizza crust. It's an 11-inch round pizza crust. The interesting thing is for 1/4 of this, it's 160 calories. So I'm curious to see how many calories it actually ends up being once I put all my toppings on and how much I eat. So here's what you're going to need when making your pizza. You're going to want some type of a sauce. We are just using a plain marinara sauce. It's jarred. They do have some really good pizza sauces out there on the market, or you can make your own. We are also going to use some mozzarella cheese. It's already pre-shredded, and then some pepperonis, keeping it really simple and really simple. All right, so one thing to note here on the instructions, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees, and this does call for a 5-minute pre-bake before you put any sauce on. So taking it out of the package, it does come nicely sealed. It does have an expiration or use by date here. All right, so unrolling this, it's got paper. Kind of reminds me of the pie crust my grandmother used to use, already pre-made. Now, let's see, do we leave the paper on? Okay, we remove the parchment paper. Put that here. This is nice. It is definitely a thin crust.
Does it call for poking holes in it?
No, it does not. The instructions just say to leave it like this. What you can do, if you want it to be a little crispier, you could brush it with a little bit of olive oil if you choose. For this time, because it's our first attempt at this, we're going to do it just like this. Now we're going to put this in our 450 degree oven for 5 minutes. So our crust has been pre-baked, and you can see here there's a few bubbles on it. That could be, due to variances in the oven temperature. Probably what I would do the next time is to poke a few holes in it just to keep that from bubbling up. The nice thing is it's fairly loose on my pan. Please be aware the pan is still hot. So now that this is all pre-baked, I'm going to go ahead and put our toppings on. The box does warn about putting too many toppings on, that it might affect the texture of the crust, making it a little bit soggy. So we'll keep that in mind. We won't be making any 2-inch high pizzas like my husband likes.
Godfather's is awesome.
Thin layer of sauce. And again, you can use whatever sauce you like. If you prefer an Alfredo or a pesto.
Or just straight up olive oil on it.
Yep. Our oldest son prefers his homemade pizza with just straight up cheese on it, no sauce at all. Okay, so we got a little bit of sauce there. Going to put a small layer of cheese.
Why do we usually put cheese on first?
I always put cheese on first so everything else sticks.
Exactly. Now you see why I married well.
And just remember, the toppings we're using are what we personally like. If you like something else, if you'd prefer to use a sausage or a salami, you could definitely do that, or just do plain cheese or a mixture of cheeses. So now we're going to put our pepperonis on. One of the things we do, because pizza is a very common food in our house, I buy large packs of pepperonis at Costco and large packs of shredded mozzarella at Costco and then freeze them.
How much are the pepperonis usually?
I think they're like $6.99
for like what, 2-3 pounds? Yeah,
I think so. It's been a while since we've purchased them.
It lasts a while.
Yeah, but then I just freeze them in 4-ounce baggies, so that works. And then we'll top it with some more cheese.
More cheese, the better.
Okay. Keeping the total amounts light.
Keep it more.
Put a little bit more on. Apparently the peanut gallery wants more cheese.
I'm not the peanut gallery. I'm the cameraman, the director, the creator.
The peanut gallery.
massage therapist.
All right, so now we're going to put this back in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes until the toppings are all bubbly and hot.
Okay, this looks amazing, folks. What do you think?
Smells amazing. Yeah.
We did notice that the crust cracked a hair bit there.
Yeah, it is a little done here, and that's because we like our cheese to be kind of brown. So we did end up cooking this for a total of what, 10 minutes?
No, 9.
9? Okay, so yeah.
So,
So we're gonna transfer
that
that to cutting board.
and this is the big question. Oh yeah, it slid off nice and well.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you're gonna have a pizza cutter, you can do this type of pizza cutter, or you could do this pizza cutter. I prefer this one because it.
I'm hearing some crunch with that. So
Yeah,
there's a
so
little
the bottom
crunch.
sounded crunchy,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
So yeah, it's
Because
still pretty nice. So you can see kind of the back side. It's a little floppy in the very, very center. This is very hot.
And it's a very thin crust.
It is a very thin crust. So if you like a cracker crust, this is definitely
This
going
is
to be a good
actually
option.
reminds me of the New York pizza style.
Not quite.
Yeah, where it's,
It's
so
not
thin.
as floppy.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not quite as floppy.
New York style, except it's not as big. Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it has a good flavor in the sense that it doesn't have a flavor. So it's not like you could.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a saltine cracker.
A very unsalted saltine cracker. But it's good. I think this is going to be a good option. One thing to note is the website says do not freeze this, but it seems to last a decent amount of time in the refrigerator because it is fairly well sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be better if they actually vacuum sealed them.
Well, it was.
No, it was just sealed.
Oh,
I mean, you could see because it was kind of poofy.
okay. What do you think?
Hot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is gonna be good. It's a good size. It's for us, for 2 people, we'll probably both eat this tonight because let's face it, a quarter is like not very much.
The taste is actually really good,
Yeah.
especially with the sauce and the pepperoni. I tasted just the crust itself. Like she said, it wasn't like an overabundance of flavor, which I like a little bit of flavor in the crust, but you know, it's probably because there's not a lot of salt in there.
Yeah,
So-
maybe next time we'll put olive oil, brush olive oil on before baking and add a little extra flavor.
Ooh, maybe even flop it over and brush it
Yeah.
again.
Well, anyway, we're going to enjoy our dinner. Thank you so much for joining us here at Goodbye Gluten.
So remember what we always say here at Goodbye Gluten.
Saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Send us comments.